Antifa fag. What's up? My headphones at, yo. Oh, God. I don't need a vacation. What's going on, kids? Welcome Thursday. Remember, we're off all next week. Remember that? Well-deserved break for all of us. What am I doing? I have no idea. I don't have any hobbies. I'm not going to fish. I'm not going to golf. I'm going to watch 5 nights, 12 hours a pop of my 600-pound life. That's my vacation. I get a kick out of people who are dying. Anyway, so, yeah, we'll see you back here a week from this Monday coming, if I did that right. How you guys doing, all right? Casual fucking Thursday. Coming at you live, Patreon members. We love you.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Oh, take it easy, Billy.
Right. Fucking thing sucks.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
So, enjoy. What is going on, folks? I did it again. Made chicken wings last night. Couldn't fucking help myself, and I went to a restaurant, I told you, the night before, and I think I get bad oysters, because Jay and his wife didn't have them. They were fine. Me and the wife did, and we were both shitting blood, so what do I do? My stomach's all fucked up yesterday. What do I do at 7 o'clock last night? Oh, I'll make 8, 9 chicken wings for myself, and dip them in blue cheese again with habanero. My favorite hot sauce is called Pain is Good. And boy, was I arguing with that fucking slogan this morning while I was sitting on the throne again. Siamese twins, triplets, all dead fetuses. Anyway, it's more than you guys should know. Big story yesterday, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, where more hate goes down, ironically. Them in Baltimore are neck and neck, basically. But Jesus Christ, huh? Philly shootout, 6 cops wounded.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yes. 6 officers, heroes I call them. The thin blue line shot in a confrontation with at least one gunman Wednesday afternoon in the Tioga section of North Philly. And as night fell, 2 officers were trapped at one point in there with a guy. But 6 of them shot. Who shot him? Oh, a brother in the city of brotherly love. Maurice Hill, career criminal. Record as long as my arm. But again, I keep hearing about the biased justice system. How they didn't get a fair shake. But he's out there. He surrendered after midnight to cops. They were serving a drug warrant. And he started shooting. And it went on all day. There were like 200 cop cars. Luckily, the 6 cops, one got grazed in the head. Another one got shot in both his arms. Another one got shot in his hand. Another one got hurt on the way there in his car in a car accident. So all of them will be okay. But let's take, I think we have, it was 7 hours. The fucking whole thing went 7 hours. It was near Temple University, the healthcare center. I can't believe people still send their kids to Temple. If you really hate your sons or daughters, go to Temple. It's like telling them when there's an active shooter at the mall, there's a sale at Payless. Get down there, Billy. Pick out some shoes. Here's a video of Maurice Hill surrendering.
Overnight, a dramatic surrender. A raging gunman turning himself
white.
into police.
Is
Maurice Hill taken into custody, bringing a violent 7-hour tense standoff to an end in Philadelphia.
Look at the
Give
cops.
me SWAT ASAP. Long gun ASAP. I got an officer shot.
Okay. Hey, Black Lives Matter, take note. People risking their lives. And while this shit was still going on, you had Democrat candidates turning it into a gun control issue. As the shit was going on. That's nice, huh? Real sensitive to the cops and their families and everybody else. Unfucking believable. Things still going on and they're trying to exploit it for political capital. Not a gun issue. It's a fucking nut issue. Do all the background checks you like, dummies. That's why they're career criminals. Oh, I can't say it anymore. I can't fucking take it. And they're already out there. The goddamn mayor, naturally, the mayor is a Democrat, Jim Kenney. Here's what he had to say about it.
But our officers need help. They need help. They need help with gun control. They need help with keeping these weapons out of these people's hands. I mean, I told you earlier, the two little boys the officer had his head grazed just a little bit more, and those two little boys will grow up and out with their dad. Because this government, both on the federal and state level, don't want to do anything about getting these guns off the streets and getting them out of the hands of criminals.
Hey, you dumb fuck. That's why they're criminals. Okay? There's a zillion guns in the United States. And it's about 0.01% of the population that uses them wrong. They're called criminals. You could take them all off the street. Then there'll be a black market, and they'll get their hands on more. How many fucking times? This is the mayor. You didn't bring that up. He blames the state and federal government. How about the fucking city governments and people like you? You know, another Democrat-run city, and they shit. What, Deke? Go ahead.
Well, if he's a career criminal, which he was, then he doesn't have the right to buy that gun anyway. So he's already gotten it illegally. So it's just more proof that gun control doesn't work.
I guess, right? If you have I'm guessing he had felonies on his record, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he was loitering and jaywalking, 12 of those 14 arrests or whatever. But the point is, the fucking jerk-offs, the Dem candidates, before the thing's even done, they're out there tweeting and shit. Oh, my God. I think there's 279 million guns. Like I said, you could get 278,999,000 off. And this jerk-off would have still... He doesn't look like a career criminal. Looks like a backup singer for Marvin Gaye. Oh, what the fuck kind of talk is that? But just disgraceful that they were out there trying to capitalize on that politically. I am so goddamn tired of it. And who stopped them? Cops with guns. One guy was trapped in there, a cop. And this guy, the cop was on the second floor. This guy's shooting through the floor, trying to pick this guy off. And the cop had 3 or 4 prisoners with him that they had already taken into custody. It was a drug raid. And that's the other big problem. Why don't you, instead of focus on it, how about the billions of dollars worth of drugs pouring into our country illegally? Let's focus on that. That would be the root of the problem. But, if you did that, it would make Trump look good. And then you guys are all fucked. We wouldn't want to do that. So, and kind of a related story, the titless wonder, olive oil, Elizabeth Warren, she's out there, and this is the type of thinking that leads to this shit, defending the false claim Michael Brown was murdered. You know, Black Lives Matter, and it all came about because of hands up, don't shoot, and all that nonsense. She is the most humorless witch. Here is olive oil. She's a funny lady.
What's so funny?
Yeah, exactly. Your fucking hairdo, and that you're running for president. Speaking to reporters after a town hall event in Franconia, New Hampshire, Warren said that Brown had been unarmed when he was shot in the middle of the street by police officers and left to die. She's keeping the fucking myth alive. Brown, who was unarmed at the time, was shot and killed by Darren Wilson on August 9, 2014. That's true. However, left-wing activists falsely claimed at the time that Brown was innocent of any crime. You remember the video? He's roughing up the store owner and shit. He had been shot in the back. This is what they said. And had put his hands over his head and said, "Don't shoot," which was a crock of shit. None of those claims turned out to be true. But they continue to be circulated by the Democrats and the mainstream journalists who have a fucking hate on and want a fucking race war for some. The incident revitalized the Black Lives Matter movement, which it did, bringing into focus claims of police brutality, but also bringing unrest to many American cities, prompting police to pull back from fighting crime in black neighborhoods. Race relations, this was interesting, according to Gallup polls, suffered a decline from which it has not recovered yet. And that was under Obama and Eric Holder, his hateful fucking attorney general. The U.S. Department of Justice under Obama, after an extensive investigation. This is under Obama, okay? They did it, and, Eric Holder, he wanted this to be true. Remember, he would send people in before even the facts were out? He wanted it to be Darren Wilson to go to prison the rest of his life. But even they found evidence that Brown had not been murdered, that he had probably attacked Wilson, reaching for the cop's gun. Brown also been charging Wilson when the shots were fired. See, that's the truth, Elizabeth Warren, that you keep ignoring, and it creates cop hatred, and thus you have shit like yesterday. Fucking ignorant as the day is long. Liberalism has to be fucking expunged. Never mind reaching across the aisle. Fuck them. How many more cops are going to have to die because we keep this shit alive? It has to be eliminated. The Department of Justice concluded that Officer Wilson's use of force could not, this is Eric Holder's Department of Justice, could not be described as objectively unreasonable. It added accordingly, it is not appropriate to present this matter to a federal grand jury for indictment. It should therefore be closed without prosecution. Remember, all this went down under Obama and Eric Holder. When a local grand jury likewise declined to indict Wilson, a riot ensued, damaging many minority-owned businesses in Ferguson. The neighborhood has struggled ever since. And here's what Warren tweeted last Friday, the titless wonder. 5 years ago, Michael Brown was murdered by a white police officer in Ferguson, Missouri. Michael was unarmed, yet he was shot 6 times. I stand with the ignorant fucking activists and organizers, I put that in for emphasis, who continue the fight for justice for Michael. We must confront systemic racism and police violence head-on, said Olive Oil, who's met a total of 6 black people in her whole fucking life and lives in Cambridge, Mass, and she's so full of shit. But, you know, she is Indian, so we'll cut her some, we'll cut her a little slack. She's a minority.
Stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
And then Kamala Harris, who's just as ignorant, at least she's good looking, also running for president, made a similar claim in a tweet of her own on Friday. The Washington Post left-leaning fact checker awarded Warren and, listen to this, the Washington Post awarded Warren and Harris's claim that Brown was murdered 4 Pinocchios. You remember Pinocchio? Every time he told a lie, he sprouted a big porn dick on his face. Yeah. That's the Washington Post, a real right-wing rag, I'd say sarcastically. Asked by a reporter for ABC News press gaggle after the town hall if she still thought Brown was murdered, Warren, being the dumb asshole lib that she has, refused to retract her claim or to apologize. What happened is that a man was shot, an unarmed man in the middle of the street, still fucking hanging on to a big lie. The guy was reaching for the guy's gun, charging him, by police officers and left to die. And I think that's where our focus should be. This proves she's not fit for fucking office. Because this is our biggest problem. It's not it's race in this country. It's the 5th anniversary of that occurring, and we need to talk about how to make real change in this country. I get an idea how to make real change. Get rid of people like you out of politics who are just fucking phony and keeping this false narrative alive. Let's start with that.
We do have the video of her.
I have a more oh, go ahead. I didn't know that. Did I say it? That's not her. If you're going to set up the joke, Jason, you got to go, this is some guys reacting to her. Please don't inject comedy where I didn't ask for it.
You got it.
All
I do
right,
have the
Phil.
actual video.
I was going to, but you had the right instincts because I was thinking, where can we put this in? But you gotta be a pro about it. You can't say, here's a video of her and then show 2 English guys coughing up Swedish meats or fish. Can we see that again? It's my favorite. I want to fucking try this meat. That was a couple of Trump's cabinet members listening to Liz Warren. See? Thus comedy ensues. But she's just an idiot. We know that.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah. You're not even... You got to at least be good to look at if you're going to be that stupid. How sexist is that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, speaking of anti-cop and Liz Warren and the left and the mainstream media keeping the anti-cop rhetoric alive and they're the bad guys. First of all, you had hundreds of heroes there yesterday putting their necks on the line to save that there was a nursery school nearby and shit. But let's ignore all that and keep pointing out that it's guns. But here's some more anti-cop evidence that it's still alive. An unruly crowd in the Bronx just a couple days ago fought with police and tossed a tin of Chinese food. If you're a New York cop, you don't even have to buy a meal. You get hit with fucking egg rolls, and then you get doused with water to drink it down. I mean, this is unfucking believable. Of course, in the Bronx, tossed a tin of Chinese food at a plainclothes cop while officers tried to make an arrest on Saturday. This is a new thing, you know. Again, this is under de Blasio. And do you know 9 cops have killed themselves this year? NYPD cops have committed suicide. And people are going, why is that? Well, I don't know. You think maybe working for de Blasio, your boss doesn't have your back, has something to do with it? And seeing that carnage day in and day out, and then have food and shit thrown at you, and you're supposed to take it? Not to mention the years of alcoholism. I mean, cops always commit. It's very common. But, you know, 9 this year already? Ugh. Here's a video of the Bronx. That's Angel Wimberly they're tackling. Here's the food he just got hit with. That's the guy with the ponytail that threw it. Is it me or do they look understaffed up there? If you go into the Bronx to stop a fight, there should be at least 12 cops minimum. Where are the other cops to protect the cops that are making the fucking arrest? Do you understand? That's how it works. That's how it used to work. And then you take out your nightstick and you start breaking fucking heads. Anybody going to jail for anything? Fucking de Blasio's home jerking off. Oh, look at the fucking cop getting hit with egg foo young. It's my favorite. Fucking cheese dick. It was the footage was posted on social media. Shows at least 3 officers in a bulletproof vest trying to arrest the guy. Then they jump in, all the scumbags. When the cops finally wrestle Wimberly to the ground, someone hits him with, you know. I hope it was not pineapple fried rice. That is my favorite. Do not be wasting that shit, Nick. Injected lightly. But you know what started all this? Well, here you go. It happened about 10:45 p.m. Saturday night when officers were assigned to the Monroe Family Day. That's an event, an annual barbecue at 1802 Story Ave, to try to break up a crowd on the basketball court. So what do we have here? I'm not supposed to draw conclusions and do stereotypes, and you can't judge a book, but we have a barbecue and basketball court. Oh, who's involved in this brawl? Well, it depends what kind of food was there. I'm guessing a lot of chicken necks. There was no crudité. You know, faggy white food at the barbecue. Ooh, celery sticks and broccoli. But a basketball court and barbecue. And cops have to be assigned to it. It's a, you know, it's a little gathering. Cops have to be assigned to it. But all cultures are equal. The officers gave multiple commands to disperse from the immediate area, and the group of individuals refused to leave. Another example of young black guys being so afraid of cops and black and brown guys. They're just so afraid, intimidated when cops are around. Didn't they just look fucking scared shit right there? I say sarcastically. Yeah. But thank you, Liz Warren, and the rest of you for keeping it alive. That you know, it's the cops that are the problem, and they have to deal with this shit every day. They deal with people at their worst. You know what I'm saying, Deke? People with haircuts like yours, and now I'm looking at you. You know, you look like you got the same exact hair as Maxine Waters or James Brown. Hey guys, I'll see you tomorrow night and Saturday night, Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia. Hopefully there won't be any shootings down there. I can step over the casings to get to the club. Then Thursday, September 26th, Wise Guys Comedy Club, Salt Lake City, Utah. Can't wait. Then the following 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, September 27, 28, the Comedy Works in Las Vegas. My manager, Tommy, opened a room in the Plaza Hotel. And it is lovely, man. It is just, I cannot wait to do this. Haven't been in Vegas for a while. Thursday, October 10th, Levity Live, Nyack, New York. Friday, October 11th, the Strand Theater in Seymour, Connecticut. Tickets on sale now for Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. Saturday, November 16th, the Comedy Works, Saratoga Springs, New York. New Year's Eve, the Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. And then in 2020, I'll go to, on Friday, January 24th, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Saturday, February 15th, the Kelsey Theater, Lake Park, Florida. And we're also working on dates right here in Georgia, my new state. I wanted people said, why'd you leave New York? I said, well, it's too liberal for me. I wanted to find a state that was more purplish and right down the middle. It's a joke, you motherless fucks. Georgia's redder than my baboon's ass during heat. Am I right? I don't know. And the state of Maine. Can't forget them. I went to school up there, and look what it did to me. Money well spent.
Huh? What the fuck? What's going on?
What the hell's going on out here?
I don't know. You tell me, motherfucker.
Where's my Zambook? I'm like Napoleon, Churchill. You know those politicians? Churchill would drink like a pint of fucking black brandy, blackberry brandy before breakfast, and then go off to work and make decisions that affect the world. Anyhow, we got to lighten it up, huh? I mean, Jesus Christ, between the violence and the guns and titless Elizabeth Warren, fucking whitey hater Kamala Harris, let's lighten it up a little bit, huh? Man dies after competing in amateur taco eating contest during Grizzlies game. Tragedy struck at the baseball park last night when the man leading a taco eating championship suddenly choked and died. I think we have quick footage of this guy. That was the guy trying to get it out. Give him the Heimlich. An Italian guy with a zoot suit on. Guy named Mario Patuzzi was trying to get the fucking taco out of his. I am making light because this is fucking. But you know what's one thing you can say about this guy when you hear this at all funerals? They go, "Well, hey, he died doing what he loves." This is actually true. This guy loved to eat fucking tacos. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. I showed up at a buddy's. His dad died, and I didn't know. Nobody told me. I just got into town from college, and I went right to the. I didn't know how he died, and I went right after. I said to a guy next to me, I go, "At least he died doing what he loved." And he goes, "He got hit by a bus and dragged 50 feet." I said, "It's sort of like water skiing, isn't it?"
Someone's probably into that somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. What are you catching it from him? Somebody's into that somewhere. That's probably a good point. You know what? The Grizzlies now canceled the professional taco eating championship. How selfish of them. But listen to this. They canceled the championship, but the rest of this weekend's taco truck throwdown events will go on. What the that seems kind of disrespectful and insensitive. That's what, your brother or your dad chokes to death on a taco, and you got Bobby Flay over him doing a competition. Guy Fieri going, they were delicious. Dana Andrew Hutchins loves sports and having fun, so a taco eating contest in the middle of a Fresno Grizzlies game seemed like the perfect combination for him. Fill-in pussy eating joke. He apparently began to choke, so Fresno Grizzlies medical staff rushed over, started to give him first aid, and then turned him over to American Ambulance, said Tony Body with the Fresno County Sheriff's Coroner's Office. Paramedics tried to clear the food out of Hutchins' hands, but he died less than 30 minutes. I would look into this. I mean, if the paramedics that you can't clear his throat, does that sound a little? Probably the same guys that were supposed to watch Epstein in his cell. Nick, how do you figure? I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. This poor bastard had 2 kids. There was a guy they interviewed who saw the whole thing. He was winning. This guy named Schmidt said, he was hungry. You could tell. You think? My son and I was standing there like, oh, there's the guy, because they met him before the thing. And he's winning because he was starving. But then he stopped eating. Schmidt saw him try to chew a few more bites. Then the big video screen went dark. Never a good sign. They should do that when Jackie Bradley Jr. comes up to hide his average. He saw paramedics working on Hutchins in a hurry and found out later that they couldn't save him, which if I'm this family, I am furious. I am demanding an investigation. 2 kids. Fresno Grizzlies team president Derek Franks, last name Franks. Can you make this shit up? They're going to do a hot dog thing at you. Announced Wednesday that the World Taco Eating Championship will be canceled after the deadly incident. Well, I would think so. Enjoy your lawsuit there, Grizzlies. Some lawyer will take this. This happens a lot, and you're going to see lawyers popping up on the screen at 3 in the morning. Did you or a fat loved one enter a taco or hot dog eating contest between the years at the Grizzly Ballpark in Fresno? All right, back to race. It's enough lightness on this show. You just saw the first few stories I did. You know, black guys shooting at fucking cops. A bunch of black and brown guys attacking cops, throwing Chinese food at them. You know, the point is the experiment's not working. But CNN's Anderson Cooper says demographic decline of white Americans is exciting. That's what he said.
I suck cock, and I love it. Yummy, 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 yummy.
Don't choke on it. Yeah, Anderson Cooper said during an interview with Univision anchor Jorge Ramos, another fucking, just the Maury Povich of Mexico, just a dumb, good-looking guy, just dumb as a. Tucker Carlson would have him on twice a week during the whole immigration thing and make him look like a total asshole. But him and Jorge Ramos found the demographic decline of white people very exciting. Here's the footage of Google saying it.
Whites will not be the majority. I mean, it's an exciting transformation of the country. It's an exciting evolution and progress of our country in many different ways.
Yeah.
Problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, arkin spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
This is what happens when you grow up in New York City and shit. This is the fucking mentality. Or Los Angeles. Decline of white people. Yeah, they're the race of people that put us on the moon, that created capitalism, that lifted more people on this planet out of poverty than any. Good thing we're replacing them. They can't wait till America looks like this. This is what they'll really be excited about. There you go. That'll be, that's Los Angeles now. I think that's Santa Monica. And there you go. This is what's coming once we get Whitey out of the way. That looks good. A 1-bedroom hut for $11.50 a month. There you go. This is a resort. This is a casino in Detroit 30 years from now. Good thing we got Whitey out of the way. Self-hating white, just a real dink. The media has repeatedly asserted that even raising the conspiracy theory, in quotes, of the Great Replacement, that's a theory about, whites aren't fucking and brown people are pouring over, and you bring that up, and if you do that, if you believe in those theories, the Dems or the Libs will say, it puts you on par with mass shooters and terrorists. By the way, this is Paul Joseph Watson, who I'd love to have on the show, who's a very brilliant dude, and he's always getting in trouble on the internet, which means he's saying the truth and whatnot. So, Cooper Anderson, you happy at the decline? We'll be happy when people like you are gone. I mean, chicken lips. How do you blow a guy with those chicken lips? What the hell's he doing there? I smell cum. Did Anderson Cooper burp? I think Artie Lang said that on stage. Every time somebody would heckle Artie, when I work with him for about 3 years, they go, I smell cum. Did you burp? I love immature shit like that. Well, let's give some more ammunition to Anderson Cooper and his theory. Because, again, the white culture has just been the worst. I mean, just the worst thing that ever happened to the planet, right? I mean, shit like air conditioning and rocket science, all these medical research and all that shit, just so gross. Let's replace it with a culture like this. And this is the headline. Deceased missing penis sparks rampage in which angry Limpopo mourners torch 3 houses. Thank God Whitey's out of the way. This is what's coming. This is over in Africa, I hope. Mourners at a funeral of a 69-year-old man in Blinkwater Village. How Blinkwater Village? And that could be right here in Georgia. That does not sound like a... Hey, fellas, let's focus, huh? A lot of fucking activity. You're very distracted. What's going on? Huh? You're switching headphones like you're fucking... What is the problem? Listen to this. Mourners at a funeral of a 69-year-old man in Blinkwater Village outside... Oh, it's outside Guyana and Limpopo. I looked at a 3-bedroom there, and it's filled with snakes and rats, and they wanted my 2 front teeth, and went on a rampage on Sunday when they discovered that the dead guy's private parts, his dick was missing.
I'm gonna find out what the hell happened here.
James Makhubele was reportedly believed to have died in a hit-and-run on August 3rd, but family members now believe he's the victim of a ritual killing. Again, can't wait to get this to the United States fast enough. Get rid of Whitey and those stupid circumcisions. And that his body was thrown on the road to create the appearance that he had been hit by a car. At the funeral, family members inspected Makhubele's remains and reportedly discovered the body parts were missing. This sparked a vigilant attack during which mourners burnt down 3 houses, hopefully the ones we just showed, one belonging to a man whom they believed to be the suspect, and those of 2 of his employees.
Black, y'all, and I'm black.
According to Sowetan police spokesperson Colonel Motash Nugababi. I follow him on Twitter. Very funny dude. Said a second post-mortem would be conducted. However, a policeman at the local police station reportedly told newspapers that the first post-mortem did not find that any body parts were missing or had been removed. And why would he lie? I mean, he works for Colonel Motash Nugababi. You fucking... I'm innocent. He's lying. Last week, listen to this. Again, this is a culture. Again, remember, Anderson Cooper and everybody else on the left believe all cultures are equal, which we disproved about 1,000 years ago. You can keep, keep on keeping on. But last week, News 24, I get that with my Hargrave cable. I get Fox News, ESPN Plus, and then I get this local station out of Mungatangyanbaya. It's tremendous. Right next to the Game Show Network. I go to Gene Rabin with his long microphone to some African guy missing his cock at a funeral. News 24 reported that 2 men estimated. Listen to this. These are some local stories. This is the culture that Anderson's so excited about, and diversity is good. That 2 men estimated to be around 30 years old were murdered by groups of people in separate vigilante attacks in the Eastern Cape, where I used to have a timeshare. In July, 14 people were arrested in Hammonskral, north of Pretoria, for stoning a murder suspect to death. So much for habeas corpus. In the same week, 2 women were stripped naked and set alight, that means on fire, in the Hamashu village in Limpopo. They were suspected of murdering a 12-year-old boy. 2 suspects, aged 16 and 17, have been arrested. And, this shit goes on in white fucking cultures all over. Yeah, but you killed the Indians and you fucking... Yeah, that's how all countries came about. Through violence. You still happy, Anderson? No white people left? Eat. 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 Used to say something filthy. I covered it with a Sharpie. But can you imagine? Anderson, this is exciting. There's not going to be much more white people. It's excellent, said the whitest guy on the planet. Well, we didn't all grow up spoiled like you and filthy fucking rich. Got a feeling I'd like him. Another guy, if I met him, I'd like him, but I'd be like in the Hamptons. I have fantasies about pushing him into a pool. He's in like a $5,000 suit. he starts crying. And but remember, all cultures are equal, and it's so exciting that the white culture is finally going to go away, according to CNN. Boy, have they had a bad fucking week. Not that they've had a good week since Ted Turner bought the fucking thing. Well. Here's something cultural that I think. This transcends all cultures. Girls and cucumbers. Tonight on 60 Minutes. Taiwanese broad, cucumber stuck in a snatch. Tick, 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 tick. Hello, I'm Maury Schaefer. How many people they have working on that show? It's like listening to an all-star team being introduced. Hello, I'm Maury Schaefer. I'm Mike Wallace's ghost. I'm Leslie Stahl. I died 4 years ago. I love this story. It made me horny. There's a picture of her laying on the table. A 51-year-old Thai woman, oh goodness, recently sent to the hospital complaining because she had a cucumber stuck in her lady parts. That's what it says in the article, in her lady parts. Like that's the only part of a lady? Goddamn cucumbers. I gotta be honest, when I'm at the supermarket, I pick one up, I think of dicks. I'm like, God, if I could have this kind of girth, I'd be famous. And then I hand it to a lady, like who's 96, and go, what will you do with this, Grammy? What's the matter with you, you cocksucker? I've seen your show, you filthy pig. Look at all the girls. First of all, it looks like they should be making sneakers or putting a tuna sub together for me at Subway. This guy's taking the order. Cucumber, do you want red onion with that and Kalamata olives? Is that a guy on the right or... How did he get in there? I don't know. It's embarrassing, but I can see this happening. Luckily, I'm allergic to that type of produce. Why? What would you do with it anyways? That's none of your problem. But let's talk to the reporter who found the cucumber and the lady. She said, we found feta cheese, some croutons, and I really believe she fell in a salad like she said she did. She fell in the salad. She fell down in the salad. A cucumber went up their horse. She told hospital staff, listen to this, that she fell on the cucumber. Anderson Cooper said that's how he became gay. He was at a salad bar in a bodega. Somebody pushed him. I don't know why he had leather chaps on that night and sat right in the... She says she fell in the house, and the cucumber just happened to be on the spot that she fell on, and it went inside her. The poor lady. That's more embarrassing than the actual cucumber, isn't it? The lying part? Come on, lady. Nobody's buying that.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
It was just an accident. I believe her as much as I believe this guy.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Or a garden salad. I'm telling you. Listen to this, though. This is what cracked me up. They reported that the hospital staff didn't believe her story. Real sensitive people. You got to play along. You can't go, you're a fucking liar. You were sticking a cucumber right up there. You were trying to get it down. You got to be nice and go, that's too bad. What happened? You're on a ladder? You play along and help her out. You were spraying the counter for ants and you slipped in your socks? That was actually an excuse on The Sopranos. Christopher Moltisanti had to go to the emergency room. Got shot. I forget he got hurt, but that's what he said. He was spraying for ants in his socks on the counter. Again, cucumber, did you say red onion, please? Unbelievable. Yeah, the staff didn't believe her, but helped get the cucumber out of the person. How'd they do that? They went, boo! She's going to have her own infomercial. You know, the guys dicing and slicing. I laughed real hard because Dave Attell, one of the great albums, Skanks for the Memories, he did a bit. Well, here it is.
Dave, what? You're talking about being gay. You probably secretly are gay. And I'm like, listen, voice in my head, I'm not. How do you know you wouldn't like it? How do you know you wouldn't like it? I know I wouldn't like it, other scarier voice in my head. Because one time while making a sandwich, a cucumber went up my ass 3 times. If that ever happens, you need 2 things and 2 things quick. A pair of ice tongs and a friend who can keep a secret.
He is one funny little man, David Tell. Rich, what?
I was going to say, she made a really good cucumber dip.
See, you know what's happening now? People know when you're trying to be unfunny, okay? Were you really? That's even sadder. I think you should just pull stories from now on. Let's analyze that joke. We don't even need joke school. She was making a cucumber dip.
She landed on a cucumber.
Yeah.
Cucumber dip.
Jason, tell him why that's about as funny as a baby with cancer.
Because there's nothing connecting it. Like, I could say words, too, if I wanted to.
There was a cucumber inside her.
So what's that got to do with dip, you dumb motherfucker?
It dipped.
It dipped. See, he's just trying to be unfunny now and be even unfunnier doing it. I know you. You just got a new job today in the tech industry. You're much smarter than that. I do this for a living. I can see what you're doing.
Well, I fix computers. I don't tell jokes.
Wow,
So that's
there you go. I guess
that's my best effort at.
Shut the fuck up. You've said funniest shit to me off camera. That's my point. I'm going to have to record it to prove it to people. Jesus. Here's the unfunniest tech guy ever. She was making a cucumber dip because it involves garlic and garlic and mayonnaise. It's like pubic hair. They come... You're fucking psychotic.
I think that actually made more sense what you just said.
I think you should speak up when you talk. Why do you guys sound like little bitches? Say it again, like a man. Good.
What I said was, I think that what you just said was funnier than what he said.
Exactly.
It's not really worth repeating, though. It
All
kind
right,
of loses.
let's move on. Right now, Tommy's pulling his hair out. Rich is going to get another call. Oh, here's great news. Speaking of cultures, and this is great. I'll tell you, I can fucking sleep well tonight. Jay-Z is entering into a multi-year partnership with the NFL to enhance the NFL's live game experiences and to amplify the league's social justice efforts. That's just great.
They're ignorant. That's ignorant.
You have to be dicking me. Let me translate it for you. The NFL is going to get blacker. Hey, Goodell, you didn't learn anything from the kneeling pro. Do you think Jay-Z's politics are that different from Kaepernick's? Who do you think he sided with when the I might be wrong here. I didn't even bother looking it up because when I take a leap of faith and I'm usually right about 10 out of 9 times. Do you really think Jay-Z doesn't think like Kaepernick? Did you not learn anything? Oh, it's done under community. To amplify the league's social justice. When did we get to this point in this country where professional sports leagues have to save the world? Seriously. It's not, the NFL's not doing enough by having about 90% black guys, a lot of them who grew up dirt poor in ghettos. Now they're multi-zillionaires. That's, no, the community. Okay, we're going to rely on Goodell to save the community. And Jay-Z, who used to sell crack before he became a fucking award-winning musician. I'm sorry, but as part of the agreement, Rock Nation will advise on the selection of artists for major NFL performances like the Super Bowl. So you country and western people, say goodbye to fucking Garth Brooks and anybody with a cowboy hat. Say hello to Beyonce's nipples and the next flavor of the month that comes down the hip-hop tube. A major component of the partnership will be to nurture and strengthen, it says community. It doesn't say black community. There's that word again, community, that I've been shitting on for 5 years. Because we all have our own communities now. To nurture and strengthen community. Are you talking about poor white people in Appalachia? Do they even get a thought on this? Seriously. It's not bad enough when you, I can't even. Through football and music, that's it. Show the young black kids, the poor kids, that they have a ton of options. Entertainment or sports. That's basically what you're doing. The NFL formally launched the Inspire Change initiative in early 2019 after more than 2 years of work with NFL players with the goal of creating positive change, again, in communities. You know, like Appalachia, poor white people. And through this initiative, NFL teams in a league office work with Players Coalition and other NFL players to support programs and initiatives that reduce barriers to opportunity, because we all know there's so many barriers in this country in 2019. I agree with pumping money into poor, but you know what? Let my tax dollars do that or whatever. I don't need. Go ahead, Zeke. I'm right in the middle of a fucking rant. Read through. Go. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just looking up with Jay-Z's politics, and this article from a year ago says he thinks the Trump administration is a, quote, great thing.
Yeah. Okay, how about before that? How's he stand on the Kaepernick thing?
I'm still researching.
You know why he said that? Let me just help you out. You know why he said that? Because it was right after Trump pardoned Jack Johnson, the boxer, and what was the other thing? Prison reform or whatever. But I guarantee you, and I could be wrong, but I guarantee you'll find him shitting on Trump the first year. Trump's been in there for almost 3 years now. I guarantee it. Could be wrong. He's an entrepreneur.
That's the thing is, I mean, he's got to appreciate capitalism. He's one of the richest.
Oh, yeah, because they all those rich hip-hop, that's the first thing they do. They preach how good of America is once they get rich. What, are you shitting me?
Yeah, but he's way above the level of your normal rich hip-hop artist.
He's a fucking, the point is he's a billionaire in a country where if he grew up anywhere else, why don't you listen to his lyrics before, that made him famous and see if those are pro-Trump, pro-America. He's talking about selling crack boombada and fucking, by the way, Empire State, my favorite song. I'm not shitting you. I like that better than Frank Sinatra's New York, New York. Empire State, Alicia Keys, another hater. Fucking love it. And of course, once he got to the, that zillionaire level, I can relate to fucking Trump. I'm just saying, it's not the NFL's fucking job. I know people sitting home right now going, what are you talking about? We're going to do whatever we but they say there's barriers. What barriers in 2019? I don't buy into this myth that the black neighborhoods are kept poor by a white supremacist country, and I just don't buy that shit. That's my point. So, and I want to look up his fucking lyrics. I'm sure he, but I'm sure, he approves of Trump now. Reduces barriers to focus on three things: education, economic advancement, police, and community relations. I can solve that in 3 seconds. Behave around the fucking police, and they'll behave around you. You don't need a billionaire rock fucking hip-hop artist to do that. And criminal justice reform, which Trump already did, I believe. But we got to do more. There's not enough white guys being shot by cops. We got to get Rock Nation involved. Rock Nation has shown that entertainment and acting changes are not mutually exclusive ideas. This partnership is an opportunity to strengthen the fabric of communities across America. If protesting on the field, this is Goodell talk. No, this is, Jay-Z talking. If protesting on the field is the most effective way, then protest on the field. This is what Goodell, this is what you're going to? How about the fucking zillions of white fans? Rock Nation also will work with the NFL to create and distribute content across multiple music streaming services for a variety of initiatives. Oh, great. I hope Ezekiel Elliott puts out a fucking, the fuck's his name, Jason? Ezekiel?
Yeah.
Every conversation I've had with Jay, this is with Goodell calling him Jay. Every conversation I had with my brother Jay, it's been inspiring, yo, said Goodell, who's whiter than the Osmond snorting coke on a mountaintop. I'm just saying, America, for the most part, even a lot of black people didn't like the kneeling horseshit. That's been proven because your ratings went in the toilet, fucking stadiums were empty, and people like their sports here and the politics here. You seem to be going back to the well that you poisoned in the first place. Doesn't make any sense to me. Jay-Z's a killer rap artist, and no doubt about it, and a great businessman, whatever. All that's true. But I'm just saying, now he's going to control who plays at the Super Bowl at halftime? Please welcome the Al Sharpton Singers.
I was just going to say it's going to be Beyonce every single year.
I already said that, dummy. If you take the Roy Orbison hair out of your ears, you'd hear it. Oh! Anybody with me? You know what I mean? I got to believe that turns off a ton of white NFL fans. Anybody? I'm not being racist here. I'm just being the fucking average guy. I like to, right now, I'd like to reference a hip-hop artist to be funny, and I can't. Only one I would watch every halftime. You guys know I only have one this fucking Snoop. Snoop. I'd watch him drive around the field at halftime in a Lincoln with a big blunt, singing out of like a blowhorn. I get the pussy everywhere that I go. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a good marketing move, Mr. Goodell. But anyways, I hope the kids get what they want in the community. Again, you know they're not talking about Appalachia, where there's a white kid right now rolling around in his own diarrhea with 3 teeth because he's been on meth since he was 9. But finally tonight, I'm going to do this. This is a couple days old, but I didn't get to it, but it's important because I don't want anybody out there to forget about the hoax that was pulled by Obama. We're already skirting the news. All this shit, Epstein, the shootings, all this is a distraction to the Russian hoax and how that hasn't even been brought up in the debates. It shows you how much of a fucking hoax it was. But you know, William Barr said he's going to get to the bottom of who started all this shit. Newly obtained documents confirm that James Comey's FBI was running a secret and corrupt counterintelligence operation against the Trump campaign in the summer of 2016 and repeatedly deceiving the foreign intelligence, that's the FISA court, thereafter in order to wiretap a Trump campaign associate. I'll repeat that. Newly obtained documents confirm there was a wiretap. Another thing you guys all said Trump was fucking lying about. I don't know nothing about that. Sure you don't, Don Lemon. The disclosure was the result of a federal lawsuit and a year of litigation. Despite efforts by FBI Director Christopher Wray to obstruct, a federal court issued an order that forced the FBI and Department of Justice to produce the records known as a 302. Their summary of interviews FBI agents conducted with Bruce Orr. He was a top DOJ official. These 302s show that the FBI and the Department of Justice were warned repeatedly by Orr that the ex-British spy, Christopher Steele, was virulently biased against the target of their investigation, Trump. He hated Trump's guts, the guy that started the dossier. That bias tainted the credibility of the dossier Steele composed, and upon which officials in the Obama administration relied when they officially launched their counterintelligence investigation. This is still the biggest story almost in the history of politics in this country. And it's already become like a fucking footnote. You know what I mean? I can't wait for these elections. It gets closer. Because if Trump is smart, he's going to drip this out a little at a time. October surprise, the thick-ankle dog face will be in shackles, leading her out of her house in Chappaqua with chocolate all over her face and big fucking diaper. The dossier was also the basis for the surveillance warrant against former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. And, you can ask anybody in the DNC about this, and they always give you the fucking same answer.
This committee owes an apology.
That's right.
This committee owes an apology. Apology, Senator.
The FBI and the Department of Justice ignored the warnings of bias and actively concealed it from the FISA court. They never advised the judges that the information contained in the dossier was unverified. They hid from the judges that it was all funded by the Clinton campaign and the DNC. Okay, here's Greg Jarrett. He's a lawyer. He's got a book out, The Greatest Witch Hunt Ever. He's the legal guy on Fox. He's turning into an older woman, I noticed. He's got this, like, I don't know, this granny. Very smart though, but yeah.
Well, it means that the FBI knew from the very beginning that Christopher Steele was a phony.
It's like my Aunt
that
Carol.
He was virulently anti-Trump and that he was desperate to stop the president. And Bruce Orr, and these documents also show, and his testimony, that he
And
said,
it says to
hey,
him.
this is being all funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign. So at that point, the FBI should have taken that dossier and thrown it in the shredder. Instead, they did the opposite. They not only used that phony, unverified information to launch the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, but then they went to a court for a wiretap warrant and they lied to the judges, concealing all the evidence I just mentioned. It's not only corrupt, it's felonious.
Felonious sounds sexual, doesn't it? Captain Felonious. Sounds like the name of a dildo manufacturer. Felonious Inc. The court was never told that Orr's wife helped cultivate some of the research used against Trump. Having fired Steele for leaking to the media and lying about it, the FBI and the Department of Justice represented to the judge that Steele was reliable when they knew he was not. They continued to rely on him months after his termination. Okay? You believe this shit, everybody?
But it was all lies.
Yeah. On July 30th, Steele met with Orr at 9 a.m. at the Mayflower Hotel. Steele shared the dossier, but added the FBI already had it in its possession. Immediately thereafter, Orr convened a meeting with FBI Deputy Director McCabe and the FBI lawyer who worked for him directly, Lisa Page. The 302 reports corroborate Orr's congressional testimony behind closed doors that was made public in February. He told lawmakers that I know I'm reading a lot, but this is one of these stories. He told lawmakers that he specifically warned McCabe and Page that the information in the dossier was highly dubious and driven by a biased author who despised Trump. He also advised that it was commissioned by Fusion GPS, where his wife worked, because I wanted the FBI to be aware of any possible bias. Anyways, you get the idea. Okay? These are documents uncovered, and we're talking about the shooting in Philly and all the other shit. When Obama's administration, the whole deep state thing, it was all fucking true, and nobody's gone to jail yet. And the thick ankle dog face is giggling somewhere. Does anybody go to fucking jail for anything on the left? But we shall see as William Barr digs into it. Let me do one more, since we're not going to be back here for 8-10 days. And this one has 12 sound bites, and I did all that work. I might as well fucking do it. Let's get to the fucking
What the hell's going on out here?
I don't know.
Run through a motherfucker face.
That's right, baby. Listen to this. Want to have a good laugh? Democratic contenders unload on the news media. Do you believe this shit? They're saying it's biased. You fucking believe these? You have to be dog-styling me. The Democratic presidential contenders are letting loose with a barrage of attacks against the news media. Why would you do that? You're going to drum up hatred for the... You're going to get journalists killed, remember? Like Trump. Fucking two-faced, hypocritical, motherless fucks. I hate you. Letting loose with a barrage of attacks against the news, ripping national outlets for what they view as biased coverage of their campaigns or unfair double standards in covering Trump. They're saying there's a double standard that goes against them.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Can you imagine having the balls? Even the New York Times admitted they were fucking anti-Trump. All these, CNN doesn't deny it. MSNBC doesn't deny it. They don't want anybody from the right's opinions heard anywhere. They want their ass sucked. Nobody has got treated worse. I can't believe I'm saying this. Nobody's got treated worse by the media than Donald Trump and the history of presidents. Nobody. And if anybody wants to argue that, you're just being a jerk-off. How's that? You don't hear that on Meet the Press. Bernie Sanders is leading the way, making his... Only reason I give Bernie a little room, because CNN rigged the fucking thing when he was running against Hillary. So he has... Look at that face.
Run through a motherfucker face.
Hey, Bernie.
Run through a motherfucker face. Run through a motherfucker face.
Oh, Bernie. Bernie is leading the way. Sanders making his grievance with corporate media central to his anti-establishment campaign. Sanders' campaign took it up a notch to calling out CNN and NBC by name and making the case that the Washington Post is covering him negatively because he's been critical of the newspaper's billionaire owner, Jeff Bezos. And Bezos said this.
Get this through your head, get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you.
This is the best podcast on the fucking planet, and if I do say so myself. Top media personalities are firing back at Sanders and accusing him of taking a page from Trump, who routinely attacks major outlets such as the New York Times and CNN as fake news, in which he should.
Can you stay categorical?
You are fake news, sir.
Yeah.
You are correct, sir.
Who else is upset? Top surrogate for former Vice President Joe Biden's campaign lashed out at reporters this week for giving outsized coverage to the former vice president's recent verbal gaffes.
You can't handle the truth.
The truth is, your candidate's fucking retarded and old. Can you imagine having the balls to say that? They're saying they're not covering Trump's racial shit enough. They get a little bit of pushback after 100 years of anti-Republican, that everybody admits to, and they're fucking whining about it. Unbelievable. Who else got involved? Oh, we haven't heard from the pencil neck, skateboard riding, fake Mexican Beto O'Rourke and former San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro have both blasted the press for what they describe as applying too light of a touch with Trump on issues pertaining to race. Are you fucking dog-styling me? You've been calling him a racist and a bigot since he came down the escalator. You've been trying to tie him to Charlottesville when you misquoted him 2 years ago. You've called him racist a billion times. The press has called him racist, but too light of a touch. Go home and pluck your eyebrows, Castro. And Beto, give him a hand job while he's doing it. A couple of jack-offs. What the fuck is that? That looks like Alan Alda with AIDS when he was on MASH. Look at the choppers on him. Jesus Christ. He is as dumb as... I have more respect for AOC, I swear to God. Because she's so dumb she actually believes that she's a... This guy's is a complete phony. Complete goddamn phony. Don't you think so?
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
Hey, I have a right to my opinion. Democrats say their own critiques don't remotely approach the president's enemy of the people rhetoric. You know why yours don't reach his level? Because you haven't been picked on ever. That's why. Did you ever think of that? You ever think of that once? You're my kid brother, Mike. I was stepped over. It's the way Ted Turner wanted it. Not the way I wanted it. They don't even get it. They don't even get it. Trump goes after the media way more. He goes after he has to. He's attacked around the clock. Oh, it's evidence that you guys aren't attacked. You get it? You fucking pieces of cheese. They say it's a result of frustration from individual candidates that their messages are not cutting through the noise of a 24-person field. Well, whose fault is that? You have half the world running, and you still can't find the leader. You got Joe Biden, who's in the late stages of Alzheimer's, leading the pack. Bernie Sanders will be 106 on Thursday. Democrats are not trying to completely tear down the Fourth Estate. That's what the media is called. And they're not putting journalists in danger like the president's doing, said Andrew Feldman. And Andrew Feldman, I say this to you.
Get this through your head, Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you.
By the way, I defend Israel on the show every day, so don't fucking... I was going to say don't write in, but you can't. Don't call into my show anymore. We can't. You lost the phones about a year ago. What do you do? He's a Democratic strategist with a focus on lying to people. All right, you get it. You guys get it. The gall on the left, they have the mainstream media in their pocket, have for the last 40 years. Everybody knows that. Nobody tries to hide it. Like I said, even the editor of the New York Times came out and said there was too much anti-Trump. They don't even hide it. Chuck Todd tries to hide it. He's a devil. But can you imagine they get a little bit of pushback and they're furious. And again, like I said, I'll give Bernie a little bit of room because they fucked him. I mean, CNN, Donna Brazile had the questions before a goddamn debate. So he has a right to be pissed. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. What else? NickDip.com for my tour dates. Philly tomorrow night and Saturday night, Helium. Let's hope the shootings are died down. It's like bad weather in Philly. You got to check the radar map. There's a swirl of lead on fucking Market Street. We will be back here a week from Monday. I should have got the date. I don't know. What else, Jace?
That's August 26th.
Is it? The 26th. Thank you, Jace. Cameo.com. Please go to Cameo.com, click on my profile. I will send a personal video message roasting one of your friends, roasting one of your relatives, being nice, singing happy bar mitzvah songs to anybody you'd like. Have I covered it all? Next month, Ted Nugent. I think we'll get Gutfeld, too, and a few others. All right? We get Patreon members, thank you. Again, we're having a great month. New people signing up. We've added... I'm up to almost 68,000 YouTube subscribers. We started with like 3, I think, when the show started. So something's happening out there, and I'm excited about it. That is it. Remember, you guys, you think it. I will say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you August 26th, which is Monday. Take care of yourselves until then.